As an OKC fan, I'm not running or dodging from expectations from the media. My expectation for this team is conference finals minimum. And if we make it to the finals and play Boston, we can make it competitive if we don't win. But when it comes to basketball media and specifically what Perk said on ESPN, for some reason it rubbed me the wrong way because just before the playoffs started, folks were saying, oh, we're the worst first seed of all time and all this extra stuff. If Zion was healthy, we would have lost and all that type of stuff. And then on top of that, they were saying that because we also didn't have experience and we was young. So it was like, you just talking out your ass because we a young team that came out of nowhere from everybody else's standpoint and just did what we did. But to say that this Oklahoma team who just played a first playoff run together is a championship or a bust team, it's crazy to say. To be championship or bust, you got to have a group of guys, a core group for this team to go compete for a couple years and not get over the hump. We just played our first playoff run together as a team. Now all of a sudden us getting better and adding two great role players as championship or bust. I get the expectations Perk is putting on this team, but to say we're a championship or bust is the wrong statement to use. Now, if he said it would be a disappointment if we didn't get to the finals or a conference finals minimum, I can agree with that. And then other teams who was in finals or even championship or bust mode that nobody talked about was the Heat. After every year, ESPN would belittle the Heat, never believe in them, say they run was fluke and all that stuff. But after going to a finals his first year in Miami with Jimmy and going to a conference finals 2 years later, they never talked about, oh, Jimmy need to win a championship or it's a bust year for him. They never talked about that. They always talked about, oh, they can't do it again. They can't do it. Like, what the fuck? It was never a championship or bust with the Heat. Even 2 years ago when Minnesota first got Gobert and D'Lo was still there, they had 4 all-star caliber guys over there, and nobody in the media talked about how Minnesota was championship or bust over there. Now, Mike Conley isn't an all-star caliber guy, but he's for sure a better fit than D'Lo. But even then, nobody talks about that with Minnesota right now. And even with Luka, when he beat the Suns and went to the conference finals that year, they never talked about Luka being championship or bust. Even when they went and got Kyrie, I didn't see nobody talk about championship or bust with that team. Shit, even right now with getting Clay and other guys off the bench with Quentin Grimes and Najee Marshall, nobody talking about Dallas being a championship or bust with getting better. But they want to talk about OKC. Embiid been in 3 different situations where he been in conference finals or bust and never went to a conference finals at all. The only time ESPN would flirt with championship or bust but would never say it was with Boston before they won their championship this past season. Jaylen Brown was in trade rumors for years talking about go get KD or Bradley Beal to go team up with Jason Tatum over there. And Boston was doing the right thing by keeping that duo together and getting role players around them guys to go get a championship. And they did the right thing and it paid off. Another team right now that's championship or bust that nobody really talking about as much is Dame and Giannis with the Bucks. Now, even though Giannis won one already, they went and got Dame, a guy who never won one. A guy better than Drew Holiday, a trade they made who helped win a championship for Giannis. It's plenty of other teams who in that championship or bust situation before y'all just throw that on OKC is my point. But again, I fuck with the expectations. I'm not running from no smoke. I expect the conference finals minimum and compete for a championship. But let me know y'all thoughts on this situation. I'll see y'all later.